go, man, like that was kind of some formative years for us. And so like I want to really unpack that.
I remember that night like it was yesterday when I got drafted.
But I'm realizing with ChatGPT and AI and all this stuff, there is another layer of people that are like, man, I just want something that is genuine.
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, right?
John Hughes owes me $30, guys.
My second one, man, you gotta get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Come on.
Like I think this younger generation, they feel like they're supposed to be just given to them, right? And it's like that microwave kind of instant mindset, right?
Yeah.
But you gotta get in it, man. Just get uncomfortable being uncomfortable.
All right, guys. Well, welcome to our next episode of Being Ben Jones and the Being Ben Jones podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Ben Jones. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time, I just want to give you guys some context of what we are doing in this podcast, what's the point behind it, and just what we're looking forward to. So I feel like God really put this on my heart maybe a couple years ago to just speak to people about their stories behind the platform. Because I think a lot of us have titles, whether you're an athlete, you're a business owner, maybe you're a faith leader, maybe you're just a mom or a dad, whatever it may be. And that's who you are, right? And that's what you do every single day. But it's not genuinely who God created you to be in the sense that we all have journeys from A to B, right? And what we put on social media, what we put out to the world is just a streamlined process of getting from A to B, saying, hey, you know what? I just jumped from A to B versus saying, you know what? That journey was tough. That journey, there's a lot of parts to that journey. And so my idea and my thought for this podcast is just to talk through that, to be able to have those conversations and to jump in it. So that being said, and guys, by the way, I told you this last time, I'm new to this podcast thing. I'm new to it. So I'm a little nervous, but at the end of the day, we're going to have this conversation one way or the other. So I have an amazing guest by the name of John Hughes. How we doing, bro?
Good, man. How we doing today?
Good.
Appreciate having me on.
No, thanks for coming to the podcast. This is crazy because we talked offline for a second.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about how this is not just a podcast. This is us just catching up.
Yeah, man.
And I talked about titles. Like we all have titles, but tell me who you are.
Uh-huh.
What's your? I know you like when I do this. What's your claim to fame? Like who are you, and why do I have you on this podcast, bro?
Gotcha, man. Well, my name is John Hughes, Gahanna born and raised.
Come on.
Went to Cincinnati for college, played football, basketball, track growing up in high school. Ended up getting a scholarship playing at the University of Cincinnati. Played under Brian Kelly, was there 4 years. While I was there, we won 2 or 3 Big East championships.
Come on.
And we went to 2 BCS Bowls, played in the Sugar Bowl and Orange Bowl. After that, I was blessed enough to get drafted. Went 3rd round to the Cleveland Browns in 2012. Spent 5 years there, and then went to Tampa Bay for a year. And then my last team was New Orleans Saints.
Jeez.
And now I am own a barbershop, King Culture Barber Studio. We have 2 locations, one in Gahanna, one in Easton. I've been growing the thing for 7 years now, man. It's really something now.
Dude, let's jump. We have a lot to talk about because, but we got to talk about our origin story because you just can't come on a podcast and be like, yeah, I just played in the NFL. Just one of these things. Like that's not a small thing. So I want to jump into that, but I think that really goes back to what I was saying in the intro is that there is like when we see you and we see the NFL and we'll jump into all those details and even like life after football for sure. But just talking to you and knowing you, man, for a long time, it's like, bro, like that journey was not simple. That journey is not just like, hey, I just woke up one day and I could play all these sports really, really well, which we'll jump into that too, because there's stories I got too. But
right.
but just maybe tell the viewers like how do we know each other, like maybe our origin of where we met and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So me and Ben, we went to high school together. We played sports growing up. Avid shoe fans, collecting shoe collectors over the years. But really just had a solid bond playing sports in high school together.
Yeah. It was way back. Gahanna was that. Let's talk about that prior to that because we played on the same basketball team together at Gahanna. And I remember there's stories I could tell all day about playing with you. But we're a year apart because you graduated 07, right?
Yeah.
07. I'm 08.
Yep.
And Coach Stibe, we had a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
Mark Holt. We had Robbie Taylor, Stevie. I don't know. Stevie wasn't there when you.
Funny story about Stevie. So when obviously cut hair growing up in my basement. So Robbie would come over.
Yeah.
Stevie would come over, get his haircut. But in middle school, Robbie actually played up because Robbie was your grade.
Robbie's my grade.
So he played with the 8th graders in middle school, and Stevie was our water boy, right? So it's funny to see where Stevie is now and how much he's developed and grown and into where he is now with coaching, man. So it's pretty cool.
He was a water boy. Yeah. Hey, shout out to you Gahanna boys that are there. But this is cool, man. I'm kind of thankful too to have this because you think about our past and you go, man, like that's almost crazy to say. It's almost been 2 decades.
I was about to say, man, don't throw some numbers out, man.
It's been 2 decades since high school. We're old, man. But you think about the Gahanna days, you go, man, like that was kind of some formative years for us. And so, like, I want to really unpack that because we can talk the football, we can talk the lights, right? And we're going to get into that at some point in this conversation. But like, what made up John? Because I know you grew up like probably not even maybe 5 minutes from me.
Yeah.
Because you were off McCutcheon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off McCutcheon, yep.
You're off McCutcheon for a minute. And then I went to East and you went to West. You went to West, if I remember right. But like, man, you played basketball. Mm-hmm. We're talking about football because that's your again claim to fame.
That was my bread and butter.
I gotta stop doing this. That's hurtful, actually. But that's your claim to fame, right? Yeah. It's football. But you did that. You did track.
Yep. Threw shot put and discus.
No, you were 6'5". I think that's what the roster said.
Yeah. Well, is that 6'5" in high school, 6'3" in college, and 6'2" and 7/8 in the league.
That don't make no sense.
I kept shrinking, I guess. I don't know.
Well, they used to call me 6'4" in high school, but I think Coach Stibe was just looking at you, and he would put on the roster.
Great stat line, right? Like you're looking at a team, you're looking at who you're going against, like, 6'4", 6'5".
But did you play the 5?
Yeah, I played the 5.
I played the 5 when you left. But I was half your size. And then they would have me guarding these 7-footers. I'm like, what? And they would say 6'4", 6'5" in the roster, and I'm like, this is not.
And these guys walk in looking like giants.
But I remember there's one thing that I remember about you that was the craziest thing, man. This was my junior year. This is your senior year, and I remember because we didn't have any dunkers in my year. Like no one could dunk.
Yeah.
But your year, you had you and Mark Holt and maybe somebody else. And I remember there was this fast break. I'm sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this because you were a big dude in terms of you just jack dude playing football. And I remember seeing you get to steal because we played the same position. I would come in for you.
Yep.
And you got to steal, and all of a sudden I just see you rise, like, and the whole stadium, or not the stadium, but the gym just stands up, and you go and you just yam it. I'm like, all right, this dude's a freak athlete because you were not like the way you looked. You were not supposed to be jumping and just like what you were doing. I was like, this guy's going somewhere. Do you remember dunking in those years?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. It's even funnier, man. Like when I got to college and I tell people like, yeah, I used to play basketball, like. They look at me and they're like, "Oh, you didn't play basketball." I'm like, "Yeah, I used to dunk." So I actually went back to Gahanna and had Stibe giving me the tape.
Nuh-uh.
Well,
to get
DVDs then, yeah. Went back, got the DVD. I'm like, "Hey guys, check this out." Told you I was dunking.
Hey, half of our viewers don't know what DVDs are, so those are what you put into it.
Oh man.
All right, so you went to Gahanna, you played all these sports, but like, what was your? I remember this, and I want to kind of get deep into this. Like, if you don't mind talking about like your family life, like growing up, like, because you're just a good dude. I'm just gonna tell you. I'm not saying that for the cameras. I'm saying that just because, bro, I see you, I'm watching you, and I see your character. But you don't just wake up one morning and just have character, especially when you against some success. So like, where did that come from? Like, what's your story?
Yeah, man. So growing up, I was raised by my grandparents. My grandma and grandpa. Ever since I was 3 months old.
Wow. Yeah.
Raised by my grandparents, man, and they instilled that hard work, be appreciative, be grateful, kind of mentality. In me growing up, man. And it was something that kind of, they didn't just tell me, right? They showed me, right? I could see how my grandmother drove a school bus for 45 years. I saw her get up every day and just to make sure her kids got to school safe and got home safe. You know what I mean? And she took pride in her job, man. So I'm like, whatever I do, I'm just going to do it the best I can and take pride in it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was going to say, my first kind of service job was cutting hair, man. And that's really what got me into cutting hair. Was being able to like service people and give them confidence, make them feel good, and it made me feel good.
Yeah. And you used to called your grandma mom.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember. I don't know if I met her, but
I'm sure you met her long.
I remember you talking about her a lot, and you would say mom. You would say mom. Yeah, because I met her and she was a little bit older, and I was like, is that your mom?
Yeah, she was about 5'2" on a good day.
But she'd knock you down, wouldn't she?
Yeah, she would.
That's the crazy part. So you had your growing up in Gahanna, and those things, but I know you have a foundation right now, right? And what is that? I know about it, but I'm curious if you could tell us.
So I haven't done a lot of work with it the past, I'd say 5 or 6 years.
Sure.
But Hughes Nation Foundation, I actually started it my rookie year when I got out of school. Growing up next door, I had a neighbor that had mental disabilities,
Yeah.
and just seeing the struggles and the things that he had to get over and work throughout his life made me want to give back and be able to help people in his situation. And it's literally as soon as I got drafted and that first season went by, in the off season, I started my foundation.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So you have a neighbor and what was his situation?
So he was he had mental retardation.
Okay.
So he was at the time I was growing up I was in my teens I'll say, and he was 30, probably about lower 30s.
Oh, so he was older.
Yeah, but he had the mentality of a child. You know what I mean? So we go out play basketball, we play the game. You know what I mean? But it was always a good time, and he was always so nice, man. And I hated how people would look at him because they didn't know him
and would treat him.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But I think that's cool. Like even in my life too. Like man, when you get around people, it's not that it's just instilled in you in a sense. Like you wake up and you have this thought that I want to be a good person.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to get around like some rough stuff, and that's not considered rough per se in the sense of like whatever, but it's the reality that you're seeing someone more than just like what's on the outside for them.
Yeah.
Kind of grows you in something. I really want to get into this your football life, man. This is cool. I'm actually excited because it's literally been 10, 15 years of like really connecting since high school, and then getting a haircut, hanging, and running into each other at Gehenna for different stuff.
We get to really sit down and
and actually talk it up like, bro, you went to the NFL. Can we, do you understand how big of a deal that is?
It's even funny, man. I look back sometimes, having played, already my career's over, and I'm 7 years out now from retired, and I look back like, man, I really did that, man. You know what I mean? Like it's still, even after it's all been said and done, it's still surreal to me.
Yeah.
I remember that night like it was yesterday when I got drafted. I was in my mom's house. Agent was with me, and I was projected to go like 7th round of free agency. I wasn't even supposed to be a higher pick.
Yeah.
But I got a lot more buzz coming up to that first day, that second day of the draft.
Yeah.
Those are the like later second to like 4th round, I think. Yeah. But my agent was getting calls, and I got a call, and I'll never forget, the GM for the Browns literally asked me, hey, do you want to be a Brown? It's like, yeah, I do.
What if you're like, nah, I'm good?
I mean, but it
wow.
I was, to say I was surprised and shocked is an understatement, man. I mean, cried, man. You know what I mean? Like, literally, everything you worked for up to that point made it right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so here, you started in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to Gehenna, Central Ohio.
Yeah, yep.
Then you go to Cincinnati, South Ohio.
Yeah.
Then you go north to Cleveland. Like your first maybe 6 years of your football career outside of high school was all in Ohio.
I couldn't get out of the house to save my life, man.
What in the world? That's crazy.
And it's even funny, man. So when I went to, after I left Cleveland, I went to New England.
Yeah.
I always like to say I had a couple team in Boston. I was there for like a week.
Oh, really? That's it?
Yeah. So they actually so usually how it works on teams, like if you're not playing right away for a team, like if you're like the last guy in, you're usually the first guy out. And they had to bring, this was during Tom Brady's Deflategate.
Oh, yeah.
So they had to bring Tom back on the roster. So they cut me to bring Tom back. And they said they'd bring me back, but I'd already got picked up by Tampa Bay. And this year they won the Super Bowl too.
Serious?
Like I missed the ring, I guess.
So I'm gonna pump my chest. So I walked on to a D3 school in basketball, and same thing. As soon as they don't need you, they're like, hey, you got it because you're last one on the roster. I didn't even travel. A lot of people are like, hey, you play basketball in college? I'm like, yeah, I got to dress up.
Yeah.
I got to wear the uniform every so often.
You got to practice and good.
But I did, and I got to play, and it's something I can say for my life that I got to play in college. But first in, first out is kind of how it looks.
Yeah, most definitely.
But then you get to the NFL, and I remember asking this of you in the barbershop like a little bit ago. I was like, who is the people you got to like hang around? Because again, making it to the NFL, people are looking at you like, I'm just meeting John Hughes. Like, that's the dude.
Right.
I've seen you signing autographs. You're doing all the things, which is super cool, man. But then you're still a kid in the sense that like there's still idols that you see and you run into.
Oh yeah.
Is there anybody that you like ran into like, man, it's so crazy I get to meet this person or be around them? I
mean, even on my team, there was guys that I'd be like, oh man, I'm playing with this guy. This is pretty cool. Like I get to go with Joe Thomas every day, right? Alex Mack, these Hall of Fame
shout out to y'all.
Right? Yeah, most definitely. But then every game there was somebody, right, that I'm like, man, that guy. You know what I mean? That's the guy, right?
Yeah.
But on one in particular, man, it was my first game of my rookie year.
Yeah.
We were playing the Eagles, and we were playing against Michael Vick when he was with the Eagles.
Yeah.
It was like a double whammy for me because I got to go against one of my old teammates, Jason Kelsey.
Okay, yeah.
He was playing center for the Eagles then, so I got to go. I played nose, so I was going against him. Like
Can't just drop Jason Kelsey's name. That's a big deal.
Oh man, those are my guys.
That's
man.
crazy.
Yeah, Travis and Jason, man.
Yeah.
But I had
Taylor Swift.
I know pre-Taylor.
You know pre-Taylor.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So it was a broken play, right? I never forget, it was like third quarter. And I get off the block and I'm running towards the ball and I'm looking at Michael Vick. I'm like, in the moment, in the game, as I'm running, I'm like, man, that's Michael Vick. I'm thinking in my head, right? And all of a sudden he tries to cut me and I jump over him. And I'm like, man, wait till I tell my boys I jumped over Michael Vick. They're not going to believe this, man. Like, I mean, so there was always like little moments like that over the games, over the years that happened, man. I was obviously played tight end in high school. Getting to play against Antonio Gates was pretty cool. And actually going against head-to-head because he was a tight end and I was a DN.
But then you switched to what in the NFL?
Oh, so I played nose, 3, defensive end. Like, so I even better, man. In Cleveland, when I was there, we had 4 head coaches in 5 years.
That sounds about right.
It's a lot of coaches.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
But if you're thinking from the player's aspect, that's 4 different defensive schemes that I had to learn in 5 years.
Yeah.
So good thing for me, I was versatile. I could play, the nose at 315, right? I could drop down to 295 and be that end in a 3-4 technique.
But that's interesting, and I think that speaks to who you are because I think there's a lot of people that get there and they make it, right? They make it to that league, and they go, man, like this is my position.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of Buckeye players that either I know or I've seen that they go, hey, like they were quarterbacks, now they're in the NFL as wide receivers.
Yeah,
it's crazy stuff. But then there's other guys that are in the league and they go, man, like no, this is what I play. Yeah. And they're I don't want to say they're stubborn, but it's the reality. You get there and you deserve this spot, and you're like, there's some people that go, hey, I'm happy to be here. So however I can contribute to the team, like, is that kind of what was your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, and for me, obviously playing defensive line, like any position on the line is the same position in my opinion.
Sure.
Obviously, I have a little bit more advantage in certain positions. I feel like I'd have been that guy if they told me to go to O-line. I'd have been like, yeah, you know what? It's been fun, but I need some stats.
I'm going to go cut hair.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. So you not met, but you hung around some big names. LeBron.
Yep. He came, so when LeBron came back to Cleveland, he came to practice and got to. So it's funny you said that, right? I never get starstruck, right? I've been around a lot of guys.
Yeah.
He's the one guy, right? It's just because I grew up watching him, right? Like, I mean, I'm an Ohio guy, so
and a basketball guy.
Yeah, and I'm a basketball guy. I watched him play at St. Vincent St. Mary. Watched his whole entire career, right?
Yeah.
So he comes to Cleveland, right? And it's funny, man. It's like a long line of people to meet LeBron, right? And we're just walking through right after practice, and he gets up to me. He's like, "Hey, what's going on, man, LeBron?" And before I could even think about it, I was like, man, I know who you are. I'm like, why did I say that? Hey, I'm John, man. Nice to meet you, man. But it was just really cool, man.
But y'all are in the same level of profession and the same industry, per se, sports and
but he's been in the profession a little bit longer than me.
But it's LeBron. And I think about this, too, like, because he's an idol of mine, too. And people hate on LeBron, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm one of them dudes that's like, that's LeBron. But then I realized, man, he's only 3-4 years old. He's not much older than us, like in a weird way. But you think of him as like this big thing.
He's been the face for so long.
Yeah. And then, so I got to ask you this, since we're talking about LeBron. Jordan or LeBron?
Oh, LeBron. That's easy for me, man.
I
mean, you're asking a certain era of people, you know what I mean? I didn't get to watch Jordan play through the 90s, man. I've seen LeBron's every season pretty much, so.
We're gonna get some comments on that.
Definitely.
Because every time I say that, people get them, and it's usually the people that are like 45, but they're like, Jordan's that dude.
Yeah,
Jordan.
We're in that sweet spot, right? Like we definitely know about Jordan, but we got to live through LeBron. So.
And the longevity, still playing with his son, like that's craziness, man.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. So let me talk about this. You played football. You went through this process.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a really, really good part of this conversation that I really want to hit home because it's going to go deeper than football.
Mm-hmm.
Life after football, because I think this is cool. And again, I've never been to that level of success in that area, but I think a lot of people, as you look at life, and the reason for this whole podcast is like, man, I want to achieve this status. I want to achieve this like level of success in my industry, right? But football is a weird one because your average career is 3 years?
Small window, man. Yeah,
it's a super small window. So if you look for your life and you go, man, I'm gonna live till let's just say it's 80. The average age is I think it's like 75, but let's just say it's 80.
Yeah.
So you work your whole life to play for 3 years.
Mhm.
And if you start playing at, let's call it 20.
Yeah.
You're done by 23. When were you done? What age?
29.
20. Okay, so you play a little longer than
Yeah.
real longer. Let's say it is 23 that you're done,
Mhm.
right? You got 57 more years.
Got a lot in front of you.
If my math is correct.
Yeah.
You got 57 more years. And maybe I'm wrong.
Mhm.
But the reality is, man, I've worked my whole life to get to this stage.
Mhm.
I get there. And except for winning multiple Super Bowls, there really isn't higher you can go.
Yeah.
And so what I've seen, even in other industries, is like you get to that stage, you finish, and then you lose your identity.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that is a thing around some of your peers that you've ran with, or even for yourself? Like, did
Yeah.
you come to that point?
Most definitely. I've seen a lot of my peers go through it.
Yeah.
And I would say I would have been that if it wasn't for my cousin at King Culture. It gave me a new purpose right out of the gate.
Come on.
I was actually we were working on King Culture when I was in training camp with the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like we were already we were trying to find the building and everything. So literally,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as I got done playing,
Yeah.
I already knew exactly what I wanted to do, and that's not the case for everybody, man. And it's unfortunate, man, because athletes, professionals that play to this level,
Yeah.
they don't understand how much they're really capable of because they've only been able to do one thing, so they
That's what
haven't
I'm
really tried
saying.
their luck in anything else, right?
Yeah.
For me, I was fortunate enough to been able to know that I love cutting hair.
Yeah.
So I knew, that was a lane that I enjoyed, right? And I always follow my passions, whatever I do.
Yeah.
Football, it was a passion of mine. It was fun, and it turned into money eventually, right? But that's not how it started. And the
That's
same thing with
crazy.
cutting hair, man. Like I enjoyed cutting hair. I loved
Yeah.
seeing the reactions from people, the confidence that people got,
See.
and it was nice, man. Yeah.
That's you walk out. You're a new man. As soon as
Yeah.
you get your beard trimmed, like you walk out like, hey, I'm not. What do they always say? Like comedians always say, like they get a haircut and then they're like, I'm gonna make some stops.
Yeah. You know what? I can't go straight. I gotta go to the mall.
I gotta go to the mall, I gotta walk around just to show off my
Somebody's
my
got to see this
lineup.
cut.
but that's a real thing, man. I think a lot of people they lose themselves, man. And
Mhm.
it's like I'm encouraged by you to see that because I think it's one of them things that like you can say it
Mhm.
but I'm sure there's like programs that help people with finances and stuff when you get
Yeah.
out. I'm sure there's a ton of stuff in the league.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But you still like if you're at a certain level and you go back to your hometown,
Mhm.
everyone knows you for football, and you're like, bro, I haven't played in 15 years,
Yeah.
and you're like, what else am I doing? Like you can't. I see a lot of Buckeye players that didn't end up making it, but they
Mhm.
have local celebrity, and they
Yeah.
can do anything. They can sell real estate, they can sell cars.
Yeah.
Some of them are doing that. They can do whatever, but they have to do it because they're trying to make a dollar. Some people do media. I'm sure you have some friends that do
Oh
media.
yeah.
But then there's like, but inside, and this is a real thing for me too. Like so I have a real estate business,
Mhm.
and it's the same thing where you have these sales, you do sales, and you're trying to build this thing. But what happens is you get that sale, you still got to go get your next one.
Yeah.
And I did that, and I've been in the industry for 15 years now, which is
Mhm.
weird to say too. And like you go, man, like when does this ever stop?
Yeah.
And then I had to get a point, like actually just happened last year where I had to like stop for a second and go, man, why am I doing this?
Mhm.
And I realized, man, this is the biggest decision someone's making in their life.
Mhm.
And they need somebody to actually care about them because sales is sales and people will sell you whatever, right?
Mhm.
Unless you care for them. And I think you have the same heart with barbering and everything else you're doing. So
Oh yeah.
I think that's a good thing. What do you think has grounded you in that? You think when you say I know you had the barbershop, but
Yeah.
like, what do you think grounded you in that versus you going and saying, hey, I played football, someone loved me,
Yeah.
someone buy something from me?
I think the easy answer, man. I'm a competitor.
Yeah,
I like a
you are.
challenge, right?
Yeah, you are.
So so for me, it was like that's too easy. I don't want to use my name, my recognition that I've had
That's crazy.
to start a new brand, right? I
Yeah.
want to start from scratch, right? So me and my cousin, we started this King Culture brand from scratch. I mean, I
Yeah.
remember sitting in his basement for a couple of days over back and forth, man, trying to figure out the name, right?
Yeah.
And to see how much it's grown and see when it's been like, I can look back on that and say I didn't need football to create King Culture.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Give us some context because I want to shout out your barbershop because you're giving love to Gehanna first off because that was where your first
yeah.
shop was, right?
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. So if that's the case, like where does that name come from?
Mhm.
Give us some context of like
Yep.
maybe your 30-second spiel of what it is because I know you don't want to sell it. That's not your thing, but
All right.
you're my boy and
Yeah.
I appreciate you being on here. So I want to make sure that he gets some love on this
Most
King
definitely.
Culture because y'all do cut well and I try
appreciate
to
it,
come
man.
to you when I can. So give us your 30-second spiel. Where are you guys at? All
Yeah.
that stuff.
So me and my cousin started King Culture. it's kind of how it started. Growing up, my cousin would take me to the barbershop.
Yeah.
And we'd have the experience of the barbershop, right? But then we also saw there was things that we wished that were different about that experience. And, once we both,
Yeah.
got further along in our respective businesses, man, and had
Yeah.
the capital, man, we created that vision. So we have a shop that caters to all textures, right? So a lot of shops you go to, it's like, oh, we cut straight hair or curly hair, right? We welcome all hairstyles. That's a requirement from our barbers to know every hairstyle. We have a really easy booking system, man, and just an overall great experience, man.
Yeah. It's actually really good. I always tell you, bro, you're on time.
Yeah.
You do a good job.
That's half the battle.
It literally is.
Get there.
We're all busy, so running and be like, hey, you're there and you're available. So
yeah.
So speaking about that, so you got the barbershop now.
Mm-hmm.
You got a family now, which is crazy to say.
Oh yeah.
I know for you I've had a family. I got 4 kids. How many you got?
I got 3. Yeah. And you can win that one, man.
I'm done, dog.
Yes, hey, man.
I am done. What's the ages and makeup of your
Yeah. So my son John, the 4th, he'll be 13 in November. Wow. I'm a teenager.
Yeah.
And my daughter Maya, she'll be 5 in April.
You got a Maya too?
Yeah.
I got a Maya.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
And then my youngest Malcolm, he'll be 3 in August.
So you got boys and a girl.
2 boys and a girl.
We got all girls at our house.
And my little, I can only imagine how your household is, but my little girl runs our household, and no one and no one's challenging that.
we have 4, but the youngest is the same thing. Same.
Yeah.
She's not. Yours is not. She's the middle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So our youngest though, Mercy, and she is.
Really? Yeah. That's how it goes, man.
She runs that house. That's why I wear a hat every time because you got all that hair. I'm hiding when I go get cut, but it's just to cut my scalp.
Yeah.
Can you line up my scalp a little bit?
I wear my hat to cover a couple grades. I'm starting to figure out.
I don't want to hear that, dog. No. I'll take grades over being bald. Sweet. All right. So let me ask you this, and then I kind of want to lean into something else. The whole point of this is to make sure that we can encourage the next generation, right? And make sure that you're trying to do what you're trying to do in your industry. I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do in mine, and I never want to make things about race, culture, or anything like that. But I do think there's not a lot of guys that look like us trying to have these conversations, right? So what do you say to this next generation? Because there's a bunch of dudes and girls that go, man, okay, this is tough, but once I got that money, once I'm in the NFL, none of these problems will be in there. Or it's like they don't make it, and then they lose themselves and they go to whatever the vice is to try to help them like survive, right? And so it's not blaming anyone, it's not making it a scene, but it's more just saying like it's a reality. And when you see someone that looks like you that has had some success in whatever industry, like what do you give to that generation? What do you tell them right now?
2 things for me, man, that I really live by, that code that I got to where I was. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, right?
That's tough. Yeah.
You got to imagine going to college, right? You're in high school, you're big fish, small pond, right? Like you're the best of best. Everybody knows who you are. Yeah. You go to college, especially if you're going D1, everybody's the best of the best where they came from, right? So now you're small fish, big pond, man. So you have to be willing to do the things that everybody else isn't, right? So when I say like working hard and talent, I put it all together, man, and that's how I came up to where I was. And then my second one, man, you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Come on. Like I think this younger generation, they feel like they're supposed to be just given to them, right? And it's like that microwave kind of instant mindset, right? Yeah. But you gotta get in it, man. Just get uncomfortable, being uncomfortable. Yeah. Being able to get through the things that are hard and knowing that you're going to be better on the end. Yeah.
Do you feel like we were talking about this before we jumped on, I guess, live or whatever? But we're talking about social media. Yeah. I think too, man. Like I know you've been starting to do some social media with your barbershop. Yep. I'm obviously doing the podcast, but I'm also doing other stuff within real estate and my faith stuff with the church and just what builds me and what gives us joy, purpose, and peace in our lives, right? But I think what we've struggled with, I always use this analogy of the iceberg. I don't know if you ever heard this analogy where there's an iceberg and above the surface is usually the smallest part of the iceberg. Yep. And beneath the surface is usually the biggest part. Social media, unfortunately, is giving us an unearned view of what getting to the NFL looks like, being successful in real estate, or even preaching on a stage, which I never thought I would ever do. Like I'm not a public speaker. I'm nervous even doing this, guys. But at the same time, it's a call in your life to do something big and to help others. That said, beneath the surface is the authentic and genuine and real versions of yourself, right? you can post on social media and say, hey, I'm the best at this.
Yeah.
But then you go home and you look at the unfiltered version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
This generation is only focusing on the tip of the iceberg, unfortunately. And they're going, man, like I want the money, I want the cars, I want the whatever. And never genuinely focus on like what's deep inside of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's almost like they're working backwards.
It's the working backwards. And so, but I'm realizing with ChatGPT and AI and all this stuff, there is another layer of people that are like, man, I just want something that is genuine and authentic. I want to have conversations with people that are like genuinely real. Yeah. And especially in your level of stuff too. Like I think everyone that talks to you is like, I want something out of you. Hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And we just, my wife's in here. We had that conversation on the way here. Real estate ministry, same thing. People are kind of pulling at you in every which way, and it's not a bad thing. It's just what you signed up for. Yeah. So do you feel like that's the same for social media for this generation? Is they're getting a unfiltered version or a filtered version of what success looks like?
Yeah, most definitely. It's social media. It's nothing but a life highlight reel. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like 100%. They're showing all the good stuff, and that's what It is nice to see, how people are doing it, but I think you should treat social media how it is, right? Yeah. For quick entertainment or to grow your business, right? And I feel like people should really start to gravitate towards building their business, whatever it is, right? Every kind of business you can think of has some kind of place on social media now.
That's fire. Yeah. And educate yourself too. Like, YouTube, that's where this is at. Like if you want to educate yourself and get some more information.
I was going to say one, so coming out of we were talking about getting out of football and then like trying to reinvent yourself.
Oh yeah,
had no business savviness whatsoever. I mean, I never had to. I went to criminal justice I got my degree in criminal justice in school. So business wise, didn't have any.
How does that even apply?
Exactly right. Business and then also social media, right? Yeah. I used my social media 20 times more than I did when I played. Wow. And I wish I could go back and figure that out a little bit differently, right? But it was still growing at that time. But being able to
don't age yourself, man.
being able to be grounded enough and humble enough to be like, all right, I don't mind starting at square one to learn how to work the social media. I look back now and then people are like, oh man, like your social media looks great. I take pride in that, right? Because I know I had to work hard to get to that point.
I see it now. I'm like, man, he's cooking right now. He's putting stuff on there, graphics and the music behind him. I'm like, what's this guy? He plays football and he cuts hair. What's he doing social? That's the same way, man. And that's why I want to encourage this next generation of that. It's like, as I kind of did the intro, I don't know if I said it clearly, but what I was trying to get at is that they see your starting point and they see the end point, right? Yeah. And a lot of times we think there's just a straight line to get there. Very simple, plug and play. Learning business, you learn it the hard way too. I'm sure, I don't know if when you first opened the first location, like there was a line out the door to get your haircut. I know you guys did something. I think I remember during your 4th of July parade one year. Yeah. You were doing something there because I stopped in to say hi to you. Was that the first year?
Yeah, that was the first year.
Because I was in the parade promoting mine.
2019, yeah.
Really? That's great. So I remember walking by and I was like, wait, John's? So I saw it and I stopped in, but you guys were doing stuff. But was there a long line out the door day one?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No. So I definitely give a lot of credit to my business partner, Jermaine.
Yeah.
He's in corporate. So that business savviness, I got a lot from him. I really just like piggyback off him and try to learn and understand what the tools that he brought to the table. Yeah. And I feel like that's made me, just entirely different when it comes to business.
That's crazy. Yeah. See, but and that's another thing that, I mean, we can talk about this for hours, but it's partner up, man. Like we're doing it right now. We're just chatting, talking life, but there's so much people want to be solo. Like I'm gonna build this. No, get a partner. Yeah. I'm actually in that phase right now. So anyone looking for partnership, hey, cameras, anyone? Because I'm good at what I'm good at, but there's the business savvy part. I didn't learn that well. Yeah. So I'm learning it as I go, and podcasting, same thing. I'm learning as I go. I love people. I want to learn more about people because I think we learn so much out of people's like success and trials, but the distributing this and marketing it and talking, I'm just learning as I go, man. And so I hope that's encouraging to some people. Like, hey, like just start. Yeah. Just start and grind and figure it out. You're gonna say something?
Oh no, I was just gonna say that. That's literally the hardest part, man. Yeah. Like you can come up with a million ideas, right? Yeah. AI makes it easy to come up with ideas now, right?
It does.
And then you get there, it's like, all right, now it's time to run. Yeah. And that's where everybody gets stuck at. A lot of people get stuck at, right? Yeah. With King Culture, we planned for a long time, but then we started making what we call 90-day sprints, right? So we made a plan. Like every week we have a goal, and we'll look after 90 days and assess, and then we'll be like, all right, what are we going to tweak? What are we going to do different? Yeah. And that's how we literally got from starting the name of King Culture to opening up our doors.
Jeez, that's crazy, bro. You play football, but there's so much more to you. And
there's layers, man.
There's layers, man.
Yeah.
What do they say? Layers or onions?
Yeah.
Onions have layers or whatever.
Yeah.
Bro, man, I want to talk family and all that stuff, but we don't have a lot of time. I do want to bring up a story that I'm going to bring up.
If it's the same story we were talking about in the chair the other day.
John Hughes owes me $30, guys. So,
hey, I was actually thinking about that on the way here. I'm glad you said that. I was like, man, does Ben want to have the story that an ex-NFL player owes him $30, or does he really actually want this $30? I'm like, I think he wants the story more.
I just want the story because it's really funny. It's a connecting point. So I remember, I'm gonna tell everybody this, and it's not even that funny, but it's funny between us.
It's a good one.
So we were. I don't even know which year it was, but I think I was probably either. You know what? I do know. I was a sophomore.
Okay.
Because I had no money at all, but I started working at McDonald's, and of course you do basketball stuff.
Yeah.
And we both had humble beginnings, so we're not just like swiping cards and getting whatever we want. But we both love shoes. We both love style. I mean, you're Gehanna. You want to show out.
Oh yeah.
So we're both trying to get shoes and this stuff. And I had some beat up shoes at this time, and I remember we were in the weight room, and John was like, "Hey, anyone trying to buy these Air Force Ones? They were black Air Force Ones." Mind you, at the time, I think I wear size 11 now, but at the time, I think I wore like 10.
Yeah.
And you were wearing what size?
The same size I got on right now, 14.
14s. And I said, I got them. I'll buy them. And for the net, so I bought them for $30. And it's funny because I haven't seen John in a minute. And when I was getting my haircut with him, I was like, "Hey, you remember this story?" He's like, "I remember that day exactly." And so for the next year, I was wearing like 3-4 pairs of socks just to fill that gap of that and it was so bad. So those things got beat up. They were bad.
I'm sure you grew into them though.
To be honest, I actually might owe you $30 because I wore them really, really well. Yeah. So thank you for that. But that does show our humble beginnings and where we came from and like all those things. But I do got a gift for you.
Oh, you do?
I got a gift for you.
What we got, man?
Nice. Miss Erica, can you bring it to me? You're like, what?
Uh-oh.
Just to say thank you, bro. Because here, listen. This is a big deal for you to be on my podcast and for my second episode. I'm just figuring this thing out, man. And I was just mentioning it to you while I was getting my haircut. Bro, if you want me to be on, I would love to be on. I'm like,
yeah.
What? So that's a big deal. I don't think you know how much that means to me. So I wanted to get you a little something. The box is beat up. But
if it's these same shoes from high school,
it's not the same shoes. It's not the same shoes. Sugar Ray over at Airbrush Gallery hooked us up, and there's a custom. Check the bottoms though.
Oh man, what?
Check the other bottom.
Check these out. Oh,
Cincinnati.
Come on, man.
So I know you go back to.
This is wild. This is
your number's on it,
you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
I know you go back to Cleveland sometimes, and you're doing some of the alumni stuff.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want them to be. I didn't want them to be too loud, where you couldn't wear them with something. But just so you got the bottoms, so you won't even see the bottoms, but you know.
Oh yeah.
You know your history, and I think
they see these bottoms.
Can you check the numbers on the back of those? I want to make sure I got those right.
I didn't even see them.
92. Are those your? I know. So I heard a story about you. I heard you said this.
What'd you hear about me?
It's good. It's a good story. You said you didn't care about your number. You wanted to make the number. You wanted to make the number. The number didn't make you, or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah. So when I was at Cincinnati, I actually wore 37 in high school, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Tight end. Shout out to Dustin Fox, man. That's actually a friend of mine, man. He I actually did an interview with him, and we talked about me wearing his number.
Oh, that's crazy.
In high school.
That's crazy.
He where was I say? I wore 37 in high school, and then I wore 40 in college. How I got to 40, being a freshman, right? They're like, "Hey, what number do you want?" I was like, "Oh, 37." He's like, "Okay." And he gave me the closest number they get to 30. They didn't even ask me for another number. They gave me the closest number.
38, 39. They just said 40 is the closest.
So, but like me, man, I was like, all right, I want to make a name for 40.
Yeah.
And the really cool thing for me, man, was I had a guy that I coached at Gehanna for 2 years.
I remember,
when I got done playing football. And one of my guys, Kamari Burns, he was.
I know the name.
Yep, I trained him. I was one of my guys, and he actually wore 40 at Cincinnati because of me.
No way.
So for me, that was like, man, it kind of just brought it all back together.
So he ended up going to Cincinnati and wearing your same number. I don't know. You probably don't use your same jersey.
No, not
at that point. When you get to that point,
they got a lot better jerseys.
Yeah, I don't know. But so he's wearing your number.
Well, yeah, he's transferred out of Cincinnati now. But when he first went, the first couple of years, he just transferred. Yeah,
bro. See,
yeah.
See, you're making a name. You're making a name for the number. So hopefully those two numbers are prominent numbers for your career.
So these were so 93 was my Cleveland number.
Okay.
92. I don't think a lot of people even know about the 92. The 92 was actually the last number I ever wore.
Really?
I wore in New Orleans.
Really?
So that year in New Orleans was, as far as like team wise, like it was the best team I ever played for.
Yeah.
Coach Sean Payton, Drew Brees was still there. We got Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara's rookie year.
Wow.
Trey Henderson's rookie year.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lattimore's rookie year. I mean, we had guys, man, and we that was you ever heard the Minneapolis Miracle when Stephen Diggs caught that pass against New Orleans? So
if I did, I don't remember. Yeah,
that was the closest I ever got to a Super Bowl.
Jeez.
Yeah,
and there's no Super Bowl.
And there's no Super Bowl
unless you go back.
Yeah,
they want you back.
I think I'm done now.
But man, no, bro, you've hit the Super Bowl in a lot of our eyes here in Gahanna and locally, man, because it's not common. And I don't think there's been a lot of people that have been drafted from Gahanna into the NFL. I think maybe one before you or two or something crazy.
Yeah, so shout out to Jonathan Cooper, man. He's a guy playing for the Broncos now. I mean, he's killing it.
Yep.
And then Chesapeake, man, he was a long snapper.
That's crazy.
But before that, there might have been another guy.
I think there was one guy because I looked it up. And I was like, man, how many people out of Gahanna? And I'm talking like 60s, like way. So
I mean, before like it was really what it is now. And so it's funny, man. I talked to Jonathan Cooper. I think he came back last year, a little bit last year, and he was saying like he wanted me to invite me to this thing because I was inspirational to him while he was at Gahanna and everything, and I'm like, man, I just got the party started, man. You're still dancing, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just so cool. It's just so cool to see guys, making their dreams come true, man, from Gahanna.
And it
shows it's possible.
These are prominent names too. Like John Cooper's a big name in the NFL.
Huge.
So, but you're paving the way. I'm like, see, that's the stuff that we got to focus on, man. Because you don't know what barber's coming behind you. You don't know what dad, like as a dad, how you raise your kids, how you are as a husband, like how you are anything. Like those are all things I'm like, people are watching. Yeah. And not for the sake, I'm not doing it for the sake of them watching, but it's like it gives them a vision of like somebody that can do it the right way. Yeah. And so and I've been very intentional about my guests this year. I've got a list of people I want to have on here. And it's exactly that. It's people that I trust. We all have our stories, we all have our shortcomings, right? But I just see guys and girls that have just got, you know what, this is my industry, I'm gonna do well in that, but also I want to be known for being a good dad, a good husband, a good business owner, a good person. And so I appreciate you being here because I think you fit those.
Yeah, appreciate that, man.
Dude, hey guys, this has been amazing to have my boy John Hughes on here. I appreciate you sharing your story, some of the stuff that's not really known out there or maybe even like out in the public. But man, just wanted to have a conversation, catch up with you.
Oh yeah.
So I appreciate being on here. Guys, if this is your first time, thank you for tuning in to Being Ben Jones. But it's not just being Ben Jones, it's being whoever God called you to be and your name being there in that and saying, hey, you know what? I'm comfortable just being who he called me to be and give him permission to do that. So be sure to like, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks. Peace.